so high. If you don't know how to fly, aim for leisure to make you fly. Sky is so high. If you don't know how to fly, aim for leisure to make you fly. Here we go.
Yesterday I had given some homework. Has anybody done it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Somebody other than Veena, I would like to hear.
Ma'am, Supriya cannot unmute for technical reason. Other than Supriya, everybody can answer.
Can answer, right? Okay. So anybody, please, if one of you answer, whoever. I can't see all the names there, but um, anybody answer?
Yes, ma'am. I
Who is speaking? You tell me your name.
Sandhya.
Okay,
Sandhya,
Sandhya.
ma'am.
Sandhya, tell me, what is the homework that you did?
We have to find 8 types of bread from its place of origin, how it is made, how it is eaten,
Correct.
how it is.
Which one? Tell me any one bread you found. One.
Okay, ma'am. I'm going to tell about breadsticks.
Okay.
Place of origin is Italy.
Okay.
It looks like pencil-sized stick.
Yes, correct.
It is eaten with meals, dishes with soups, salads, and pasta.
No, it is only eaten with soups, basically. Okay. And
Okay,
cold or hot?
I don't know, ma'am. I
Okay.
didn't found
We
that.
eat it cold. Okay.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
supposed to be warm bread, it's supposed to be cold. Okay, very good. Next person, somebody. Please answer.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, please, Shubham. Anyone?
Melba toast.
Melba toast, okay.
It is originated from Australia and it's crispy
Yes.
and it is served with soup and salad.
Okay, it's basically, it goes very well with odors, that is your appetizers. It is very thin like a toast. It's not sweet at all. It is normal bread, very thin, very thin. Have you seen the picture, Shubham? What Melba toast looks like?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next person? Anyone? Yes?
Ma'am,
Yes? Salsia, yes?
breadsticks.
Breadstick is done. Next one. Tell me about French bread.
Okay, French bread, it is originated from France
Correct.
and it is used as an appetizer or main.
It's used as a main meal, with a main meal.
Yeah.
Appetizer
And
also,
the-
yes. You are right. Appetizer also. Yeah.
Yeah,
What is the shape of the bread?
just a minute, ma'am. Actually, I wrote the main ingredients.
No, I don't need the ingredients of the bread. I need to know the shape of the bread.
Okay, ma'am, actually, I didn't search that.
Okay.
Ma'am,
It's a very
can I
long.
say?
Yes, please say.
Long in shape with rounded edges.
Correct. It's very long. It's like a stick, and it's mostly in France. You see a lot of it. It's also called by another name called baguette, and it is French bread. Anybody has done study on pumpernickel bread?
Yes, ma'am.
Pumpernickel bread. Yes, tell me.
It's from Germany.
Yes.
It will have a slight sweet rye bread made with.
It's rye. Rye is a grain. It's made with rye. It will be generally very dark in color, and it has not a sweet taste. It has an acid taste, Rina.
Yes.
Acidic. It's a very different taste, and it will be blackish color. If my comp starts, I will show you all the breads also. Anybody is done on croissant? Yes,
ma'am.
tell me, Janvi. What is the shape of a
It's already-
bread?
Shape. I don't like. I have searched for texture, origin, and from
Okay,
it is
tell me.
eaten
Okay,
with.
tell me.
So its origin is from Austria, and it has a flaky texture like similar to a puff, and it is eaten with cheeses like brie cheddar, and it's the best combination of.
It's a prawn shape, prawn
It's a
shape.
prawn shape, crab, your crab shape or a prawn shaped it is. And we generally eat that for breakfast. But it also is used for sandwiches. It's a flaky bread, you're right, absolutely. And very tasty. You get a lot of it in India now, so you can taste it also. Anybody has done a study on brioche?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes.
Nimisha, tell me what have you studied about brioche? What type of a bread is it?
It's from France.
Hmm? And
It's buttery and soft, and it has slightly sweet
yes,
flavor.
it is sweetened with milk. It is spongy. It's like a cake roll, and it is to be served warm for breakfast. Croissants also served warm. Anybody? Did I give you Danish roll? I don't think I gave you Danish
No,
roll.
ma'am.
Okay, I forgot to give you Danish roll. Find out about Danish roll also tomorrow. Dinner roll, did I give you dinner roll for lunch and breakfast? Dinner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
somebody tell me about dinner roll?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the shape
It is
of a
from
din-
England.
Yes.
Small round piece of bread.
Round or cylindrical or like a plait.
Okay.
You know your hair, how your hair is plaited? It's like a plait.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in a figure of 8, actually in a figure of 8, it comes in a figure of 8. Or it may be plaited in a long way. So it's served warm with the meal. Melba toast
Okay,
breadsticks
ma'am.
are cold, served cold. French bread is served warm or cold. And brown bread, anybody done study on brown bread?
Ma'am, only its origin I know.
Yeah, where is it from?
New England areas.
It's a dark colored bread which you get here also, brown bread. It's not like
Made
white
of
bread. Yeah. Made up of what?
Wheat.
Wheat, coarse flour, coarse wheat. Okay, very good. Eaten for lunch or dinner, both sandwiches also. Served cold
Sandwich.
or hot. Yes. So that is your bread. I only did not give you Danish roll. Find out about Danish roll for tomorrow. Okay. We start the
Okay,
next
ma'am.
chapter. Just, get your pens and papers also out. So we will be doing a little bit of notes and a little bit of study. Okay. I wanted to show you a lot of it on the computer, but I'll try and see if it starts what I can do. So we're starting with module 5, flight kitchen operations. Flight kitchens, what are flight kitchens? Flight kitchens are those kitchens that supply food to all the airlines. We have thousands and thousands of passengers traveling every day, and we need to cater meals to them. These are separate kitchens mainly found near the airport. They make meals in thousands and thousands every day to cater to every flight that leaves the station. Same worldwide or everywhere. All the big hotels like Oberoi, Taj, Ambassador, all of these have their flight kitchens. We also have some private flight kitchens like Chef Air and other. In the south, we have Saj. We have many flight kitchens. All depends on all serving meals to the airlines. So we are going to see how the operation of serving meals to the airline is. Okay. Now let me see if I can share the screen. Okay. Can you all see now? You all can read?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, flight module 5, flight kitchen operations. Okay. Flight kitchen is, like you can see down Sky Chefs. This is the kitchen which is catering to the aircraft. All the big hotels cater, so you will have to also study this as a part of your curriculum. I'll read. The flight catering industry is a very large global activity. The total market size is estimated to be around 12 billion euros. More than 1 billion passengers are served every year. It is the most complex operational systems in the world. For instance, a large-scale flight catering production unit may employ over 800 staff, it's more than that, to produce 25,000 meals per day during peak periods. So you'll have a lot of meals prepared. They probably prepare 25,000 meals per day or more. Large international airlines have more than 1,000 takeoffs and landings every day. A single long-haul Boeing 747, long-haul means a long flight, has over 40,000 items loaded on it before it flies. Now the aircraft, once it is decided to leave the country, it depends on the time or the period of the flight that it's going to fly. If it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 14 hours, 18 hours flight, like if you're going from here to America, which is a 14, 15 hour flight, it's a very long flight. So much of equipment goes on the flight. 3 types of meals go: breakfast, lunch and dinner. The glasses, the cutlery, the trays, the bond. There are 2 types of items. One is this item where we eat, the food which is perishable, and some are non-perishables, things which do not get spoiled. Apart from that, we have equipment for serving. We have liquor, bonded items like liquor, cigarettes, perfumes, toys. There's so much of stuff going on. The catering has to deal with that. The airline decides which catering company will work for us, and then they sign a contract, and then the catering department looks after all the meals. Now, how do they do this? Altogether, these items weigh 6 metric tons and occupies space of 6 cubic meters. These items range from meals to toilet bags, duty-free items, first aid boxes, newspapers, headsets, food items like fresh items and items for personal use must be clean and serviceable. So all these items come on board. Apart from that, we also have the cleaning equipments, the fresh linen that comes on board, fresh pillow covers, blankets, you name it, everything comes. But we are only going to work with the kitchen part of it. So these facts and others like them make flight catering unlike any other sector of the catering industry. While the way the food is served to airline bears some resemblance to service styles in restaurants or cafeterias, the way food is prepared and cooked increasingly resembles a food manufacturing plant. Food which is served in the aircraft is like a 5-star restaurant, where we serve the first class and the club class absolutely like a restaurant, and the economy class are given trays to eat with everything placed on it. There is a lot of passengers in economy class, so we cannot give the full service. The full service is only given in first class and club class. The meals that are prepared like a huge manufacturing units in thousands. So we will see the pictures later on when I can show you, and till then I will not be able to show it to you. So while the food is being served on trays to airline passengers bear resemblance to styles in restaurants, food prepared resembles food manufacturing plants. Certainly, the hot kitchen in a typical production kitchen is no more than 10% of the total floor area. The rest of the space is used for bonded stores. Bonded items like liquor, cigarettes, toys, perfumes, other equipment also. Tea, coffee, other equipment, dry equipments. Trays and trolley assemblies, again I will be showing you that, and flight washer. Almost most certainly there are far more loaders and drivers employed than chefs. More than chefs, they need lot of people who can go and load the equipment into the aircraft. It's also a big, it's a technique to roll, to put in all the tray and the carts, see that all the meals go in the cart, see that as many passengers, that many meals are loaded, that many trays are loaded, that much water is loaded, that much food is loaded, everything is loaded. So it's a big industry itself and needs lot of hard work and fast work. Most certain, the way food and equipment is stored resembles a freight warehouse. The way means and equipment are transported and supplied has a close affinity to military style logistics and distribution center systems. It is very done in a very military like way, meaning a very precise way, a very controlled way, and it is done in a proper way. They cannot do it any haphazard, one meal here and there. They have a lot to answer for. If a passenger goes hungry without a meal, they are in problem. So they have to be very sure of it. When very large number and large variety of items which must be loaded for passenger service during a flight are considered, together with the need for them to load at widespread locations, the logistics complexity is obvious. When you have to load this kind of meal, you have to have you can imagine the amount of effort and the logistics that go into it, because they are handling at a time 10-15 flights, let's say multiplied by 300, 15 threes are 45 or 100 passengers at any given time. So they have to be very sure about it. The right meals, the right menu, the right items must go to the particular flight. It is not therefore surprising that the president of KLM Catering once said, flight catering is 70% logistics and 30% cooking. It's more the transportation and the planning of it that is very, very difficult. How it is done? We'll go ahead. Role of food on board. So, in the first para, I'll be giving you some questions. You will be writing the answers. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So your question, in the first para, I'll give you a question. How many meals are loaded on a single long haul flight? How many meals are loaded? How many meals approximately are loaded on a single long haul flight? On a LOADED, loaded on a single long haul flight, haul HAUL. Number 2, what is the total market size of the flight catering industry?
Ma'am, will you repeat it again?
What is the total market size of the flight catering industry? What is are the main things required for smooth operation of flight catering industry? What are the things required for smooth operation of flight catering industry? Your answers are in the first para. These are the three questions. We come to role of food on board. How important are food and on-board service to airlines? Some airlines use food as a marketing tool. When people advertise for airlines, what they do is they say, okay, we have the they have different gimmicks to advertise for the airlines. Some will say, oh, we are always on time, so we have on-time performance is the highest. Some people will say we have the chips. Some people will say we have the best food on board. Or some people will say we have 90 destinations. So this is a way of advertising. But basically, people will not go in for food as much as on-time performance, because people want to reach their destination at a proper time without any delay. And they're more interested in the time when they reach and the time that they want to leave from home. So basically, time is more important than the food in the aircraft. Yes, some passengers look for amenities, like what are the video movies, what do you have in-flight entertainment, do you have Wi-Fi, do you have all this? So they look for that. There are some people who love to eat and look for food. So how important are food on board services on airlines? Some airlines use food as a marketing tool. A number of airlines advertise their product by making food the focal point. But food as a marketing tool has only limited impact, so not everybody travels for food. Surveys over a number of years suggest that passengers appear most concerned about safety of the aircraft. They check how safe the airline has a record of safety, how many accidents they've had. They check that. On-time performance, the short form of which is OTP. Scheduling, ticketing issues. Aircraft physical surroundings means how the aircraft is maintained, not maintained, clean, the seats are good, such as seat and leg room, whether they have leg space in the middle to stretch out their legs, comfort, gate check-in and boarding. These are the things passengers look for. This means that while food is important, it is unlikely to be the deciding factor in the passenger's airline choice. So passengers' airline choice is not necessarily the food factor, it's more the other things. This is most clearly seen in the USA, where deregulation has had a great effect upon competition and fare wars. There are also competitions between airlines and fare wars. Fare wars means wars for reducing the fares. So those things are have had a great effect upon all the industry, airline industry, and that is how we started with this has led to most US airlines implementing no frills policy. So no frills policy means the airlines which have bare minimum will take you from one place to another with no meals. Where no meals are served on board in USA. You can buy a sandwich or a soft drink, that's it, but no meals will be served to you. The low-cost airlines, they're called no-frill airlines. It's the same thing. This Same trend is evident in Europe and with carriers such as Ryanair, EasyJet offering low cost, no frill flights between Europe and destination. So these are some write down the role of food on board, write down the questions. What's the deciding factor? Question. What is the deciding factor in passenger airline choice?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
What is the deciding factor in passengers airline choice? Next question. Name 2 domestic and 2 international low cost / no frills airlines. Find out other than Ryanair and EasyJet.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Name 2 international and 2 domestic airlines. 2 domestic, low cost, low budget, no frills, all same thing, airlines. Whether it is low budget, it is no cost or no frills, all are same. So find me 2 international and 2 domestic flyer airlines. Domestic means the ones that we have. International, I want 2 airlines minus Ryanair and EasyJet. Okay.
One second, ma'am. Sorry.
Listen. I'm taking a break for 5 minutes. The comp, I'm trying to restart it because I'm just calling. I'll call Yadu and ask him whether I can start this because the updates are finished. Can I do that for 5 minutes?
Okay.
Okay? So take a 5-minute break, okay?
What was ma'am question, girls? Name 2 domestic and international.
Airlines, which is low cost, low budget, no offense, and all are same.
Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So, who all have already answered, ma'am? They can be spared. Who have not answered, ma'am? We can start with them. So, I think Janvi has already completed. Parvati, have you completed? You were not present yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Present. Okay, then give me the names of 8 breeds. Nobody is answering. Sertia,
Yes, ma'am.
you have already answered, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
French bread.
Only one bread, French bread.
Yeah, I answered that before.
And any other breads you would have learned about?
Yeah, breadsticks.
Breadsticks, which can be eaten with soup. Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
anything else?
It is originated from Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your
And
answer
it is
should be always. Sorry to interrupt you, but your answer should always be in a sentence, not in a word. Okay, it's for
Yes, ma'am.
everyone. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Breadsticks are originated from Italy,
Mhm.
and they are generally pencil-sized sticks of crisp, dry baked bread. It is offered as an appetizer. They may also be combined with ingredients like hors d'oeuvres.
Okay.
Um, Nargis,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, sorry for butting in. I spoke to Ruvia ma'am, and since I cannot use my form, I need to get a technician to do it. So she's asked me to stop the class today a little early and redo this class tomorrow because I need to show them a lot of things on regarding flight kitchen operations. It cannot be just reading thing. So I'll take something else and then we'll wind up a little early today.
Yeah, I was just helping with the
Yeah,
homework.
can you take? Yeah. Can you do the homework part of it? I'm listening. We'll wind up early today. Go ahead. I want to listen.
So Selfie was saying about the breadsticks. Now
Yeah.
somebody else can. Who's the next person? Divya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me the names of 5 breads at least.
Ma'am, actually, I was not there yesterday, but I just knew through what about wheat bread that I already told.
Anything you have eaten.
Ma'am, I just used to eat wheat bread only because it's very nutritious and have lots of protein, and obviously it's made up of wheat, so it's not a thing of non-healthy component. And yeah, it's in a square shape. It's from Ireland. That's what I.
There's a variation in the wheat bread, that is multigrain bread is also available, I guess. That is one
Yeah,
of
yeah, that contains some more grains as well. In wheat bread, it's only made up of the flour, wheat flour.
You pronounce it as flour and not flour. Flour.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. No need to be sorry at all. I'm just correcting you. Okay. Can anybody tell me how is red wine and white wine served? I gave you yesterday in notes.
White wines are served cold and chilled.
Red wines?
Are served at room temperature.
Very good. What is tarragon? I would like the boys to answer at least one question. Okay, I'll give you an easy one. What is basil? What is basil?
It's a plant
Ma'am,
that is
plant leaves are used for flavoring.
You're coming home? I'll call you back.
You all can also answer. They will listen. Yes, answer.
And the plant whose leaves are used for flowering.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What happened? What was the answer?
Plant whose leaves are used for flowering.
Basil is a plant used for flavoring. Used commonly in what type of food? Which
Thai
means basil is used in Thai food. Yes, a lot of it in Thai food. Secondly, what are hors d'oeuvres? Anybody?
It's an appetizer that's served before a meal.
Okay, correct. Difference between liquor and liqueur.
Alcoholic drinks served before meals is liquor. Liquors, alcoholic drinks served after meals.
Say liqueur. Liqueur.
Liqueur.
Correct. Difference between cocktails and mocktails.
Cocktail alcoholic mixed drinks. A mocktail is mixed drink without alcohol.
Excellent. Okay. I'm not hearing the boys. What is pasta? What kind of food is pasta? Very easy question.
It's Italian food.
Yes, Italian food. Give me one item of Japanese food. Hmm?
Noodles.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Sushi. Noodles. Correct. Give me one item of Mexican food.
Tacos.
Tacos. Very good. One item of Spanish food. It's pronounced as paella, but it's written as paella. Okay. Lebanese food. One item of Lebanese food. Sure, you know shawarma and falafel. Shawarma and falafel. What is the dish they make out of chickpeas?
But
Famous dish. Yeah.
Chipotle.
No. The famous dish that you eat made out of chickpeas and olive oil and tahina. Which is the one? Hummus. Hummus and pita bread. Remember? Okay. French cuisine we have done. Tell me what is feta cheese made out of and used for? Nargis, your turn. What is feta cheese made out of?
It's made from sheep's milk.
Yeah, sheep goat milk, and it is used mainly in salads. Okay, very salty, used in salads. Okay. What are artichokes? What are artichokes? It's a fruit of a plant. Yeah, Veena?
Edible portion of the plant.
The shape of a palm heart, right, like a heart, and used mainly cold as salads. Give me one famous salad.
Caesar salad.
Yes. What is it made out of? What are the ingredients in Caesar salad?
That I don't know.
Salad leaves.
Chicken sticks are there.
Chicken croutons are there. Sauce is there. Okay. Sauce is there. Then what else is there? Chicken
Cherry
okra.
tomato.
Cherry tomatoes. Correct. What is coleslaw?
No, what?
Coleslaw. You get in McDonald's. People who eat McDonald's eat that. Coleslaw.
It is a side dish served with some.
It's a salad. What are the ingredients?
Shredded cabbage.
Cabbages and
Carrot. Carrot. Okay, with mayo. Is mayo a vegetarian thing or a non-vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Mayo is made with egg yolks. How does it become vegetarian? It's non-vegetarian, but in India you do get mayo which is vegetarian. So most of them served. But when you go abroad, it will be only with egg. So it will be non-veg mayo. Remember that. Okay. What is watercress? Watercress. They are salad leaves, particular variety, which are eaten as salads only. Give me two desserts. Anybody knows? Give me a coffee flavored dessert.
Tiramisu.
Yes, tiramisu, very good. Anything else? Give me another dessert.
Cake and coffee flavor.
Yeah. Give me another dessert, which is not a coffee flavor. Give me another dessert.
Cheesecake.
Okay. Anything else? Cake. That goes in cake. Anything else?
Pancakes.
Pie.
Pancakes. Yes. And you have panna cottas. You have caramel custard. You have different kinds of desserts also. Cakes also different. You have brownies. You have cakes. You have what else in pastries you have?
Sundaes.
Okay. Okay. Tarts, tartlets. What would you serve wine in? Would you serve in a tall glass or would you serve in a round glass, or which glass would you serve a wine in?
Round glass.
Tall glass.
Tall glass.
A wine glass.
Wine
A wine glass. In tall glass, mixed drinks are served, like cocktails. In a short and round glass, whiskey is served, and champagne is served in a flute. So remember that, flute. Okay? On a table setting, what are the two forks on your left hand side for?
One is dinner fork and a dessert fork.
No, not dessert fork. There are two forks placed on your left, the one near the plate and one further away from the plate. The one near the plate is which fork? Which fork is that? What is it used for when you're eating? The one closer to the plate.
Holding.
No, when you keep a plate on a table and you place the fork, there are two forks placed on the left hand side of your plate.
Dinner fork.
One is for what and the second is for what? One closer to the dish is which one?
Serving. One is for the serving.
No.
Dinner fork and salad. The dinner fork.
Dinner fork and salad fork. Correct. The closer to the plate is the dinner. The first one to your left is the salad fork. To the right, what would you place to the right? The first thing you would place to the right of your plate.
Dinner knife.
The knife. Correct. After the knife,
Soup spoon.
soup spoon. And after that, sometimes they give you seafood fork, not always. Where is the dessert spoon and fork placed?
Right above the plate.
Above the plate. Where do the wine glasses go? On the right hand side of the plate or the left hand side?
Right hand side.
Right hand side. The water glass and the wine go on the right hand side. What goes on the left hand side of the plate?
The butter plate and the knife.
The knife and the salt pepper shakers
Salt and pepper. Yeah.
go there. Okay. What does the napkin folded after a meal say? What does it mean?
Dining done.
Yes, dining done. If it's left crumpled or on the seat or on the table, what does it mean?
I'm still
I'm
eating.
still eating. If you have finished eating, how will you place the fork and the knife?
Cross.
Downward.
Cross. Fork open means facing upward, straight with the knife. What does it mean? Parallel to each other, facing upward. Still eating. Not done. Okay? Very good. You got smart students.
And me also.
Yeah, you get first prize. Okay. We have to do table setting also. So we've covered most of it today. It's good, at least they learned something. Anything more I can question them? What are the do's and don'ts in etiquettes when you are invited for dinner by a host, what are the etiquettes? Can you give me one etiquette, two etiquettes, any amount? You just tell me.
The first one is we should never start eating before the host.
Excellent. Yes. Never start eating.
can-
Okay. Yeah.
We should not bring our friends without informing to the host.
Yes. Excellent. Next.
Do not burp.
Yeah. Not burp. No noises. Okay. No chewing noises. No drinking noises. All this. No noises. Okay. Very discreetly. You want to use a toothpick. How will you do it?
By
We should
covering
eat
our mouth.
our left hand.
Covering your mouth with your left
Mouth
hand.
with left
Correct?
hand.
Okay. What about the conversation of the table? You will just talk, or you will just
Small
eat
talk.
or talk? Yeah, nice talk, small talk, no controversial topics. Okay. Even if you have, I don't know whether I told you this, but even if you have finished your meal, just don't get up in a hurry and go, because you have finished your meal. Wait for the host and everybody else to get up simultaneously. Okay? So don't just leave, even if you happen to eat faster or whatever. What is an aperitif?
Pre-dinner drink.
A pre-dinner drink meant to stimulate your appetite. Okay? The glass which is used to drink brandy is a round type of wine glass. It has a name. Do you know what it's called? I think I gave it to you yesterday. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the glass in which we have brandy? It's a roundish wine glass. What is it called?
Snifter glass.
Yes, it could be called a snifter glass. Do you know what snifting means?
Spelling?
Okay, I'll tell you. It is basically called a goblet. Goblet. It's also called a snifter glass. The reason being that when you hold the glass, you hold it from down. You're supposed to drink a brandy at room temperature. So your hand is supposed to warm the glass. So you don't hold the glass like this. You hold the glass like this. Also, when for the real brandy drinkers, when you pour brandy in this, they are supposed to swirl it, sniff it, have a sip, roll it in your mouth, and then drink it. There is a way to drink it. So since they sniff it like that, it's also called a snifter glass. So it's poured, it's rolled, sniffed, and then it's had. Okay, that is the way a pure breaded brandy or a cognac is had. Okay, that in first class you'll see a lot of people doing that, the foreigners especially. We are not into brandy much in India. People just like to get whiskey drunk and fallen, but there they enjoy their drinks. So each course will have a different, you'll have wine with for a starter or an aperitif for a starter. You'll have a liquor at the with your meal, or you could have a wine, champagne, red wine with the main meal. After the meal, you will have one of your not the flavored drinks you'll have with that, or you'll have a brandy with your cheese and dessert and fruit. People generally drink brandy with that. So all this goes in a line. You'll be serving in a line also, and you'll be getting used to it also. Okay, so this is there. I think we've finished questioning them on most part of it. So we'll continue this tomorrow. I hope my laptop is okay so I can do this with you. So till then, bye-bye. Have a
Ma'am,
nice day. Hello.
Aniket is saying hi to you.
Who's
Bye, ma'am.
saying?
Aniket is saying hi to you.
Oh, hi Aniket. How are you? Good to know you joined.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye,
See you.
ma'am.
Thank you, Nargis, for
Thank you, ma'am.
coordinating.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nargis.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here we go. Rise above the sky. Here we go. Set your standards high. Here we go. Hold your heads high. Here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Aim for this year to make you fly. I'm gonna